What's up? I'm just watching some videos here on when good cops humiliate the ass out of corrupt cops. We have an issue here, and I want to get to the bottom of it. It seems like in all these videos, the main issue is police officers asking for ID and civilians knowing their rights. This is in the U.S., remember. In Canada, it doesn't work that way. In Canada, in Ontario anyways, if you refuse to produce your ID to an officer, you will get arrested and go to jail. So don't think you can pull this off in Canada. This is to the Constitution and rights for U.S. citizens. So there's a little bit of gray area. Do you have to provide ID to an officer if he requests it? Do you have to provide it if you're in a vehicle if you request it, number one? Do you have to provide it if you're outside a vehicle, number two? I don't know really, because in all these videos, basically what happens is the civilian says, no, it's my right, it's my whatever amendment, Fourth Amendment. And then the officers will say, well, there's been a call in for suspicious activity, and this is an active investigation, and we have to identify you. So the officers insist that they get identification. And some cases, the civilians argue and get away with it and get to walk away and humiliate the cop. And others, they get brutally and physically arrested for not producing ID. So what is it? Do you have to provide ID if a police officer approaches you and asks you, number one, or if you are stopped for a traffic violation that you're guilty of, number two? Or number three, if you stop for a traffic violation that you're not guilty of. For instance, a video I just saw, a female was pulled over for failing to put a turn signal on when changing lanes. That's a legal traffic offense. So I would assume you have to provide identification for the ticket to be written. So if you do something illegal, I suppose the officer has every right. It's an investigation. But if you're not doing anything illegal and it's just suspicion of a crime, apparently there is no law, there's no obligation for the civilian to provide the ID. Is this true? And what state is this true in? What states does this work in? Is this all the same? I want to know, because when I go to the U.S., and if I get pulled over for some BS reason because I'm a Canadian and they want to give me a ticket, I want to know my rights and see if I can get away with not providing my ID.